Back to my series of decluttering inspiration. I'm sorry I do have a cold today, so my voice sounds a little funky. Hopefully, you can still be inspired despite that. Today, I'm going to read The Top Secret of the Organized. You might think there are some magical secret tricks organized people have to stay organized. Well, you're pretty much right. We do have tricks, but they don't have to stay secret, and the magic really exists in the follow through. I have written extensively about how to follow through with one of my recommended declutter programs or cleaning routines, but right now I'm going to let you in on the top secret of the organized. People who are able to organize their homes and keep them organized usually have this secret in common. It's only a secret because no one talks about it, but I'm going to change that now. The secret is simple: have less stuff. You could be thinking, duh. Or you could be thinking, I thought organized people just had pretty containers and clever ways of storing all their junk. Certainly, organized people have lives and hobbies and all the stuff that comes with that, but maybe they don't still have all the leftovers of most things they've ever owned. Whatever you think, I am here to tell you what is true. The less stuff you have, the easier it is to get and stay organized. Clutter causes what is really important to get lost in the sea of unimportant. Imagine you have a stack of papers and most of those papers are unnecessary or trash. And then inside of that stack of papers are super important documents like birth certificates and social security cards. All of the unimportant stuff makes the whole pile seem unimportant, and it is hard to find the important stuff you actually need when you need it. Or the opposite happens. The few valuable items give the entire pile of trash a false sense of importance. Either way, everything mixed together makes it hard to find things and hard to figure out at a glance if you should get rid of a pile. This might be what your whole house feels like, as kitchen stuff you use every day is mixed with things you haven't used in years, or clothes you would wear are hiding behind the stuff you don't want to wear. It's hard to feel organized in this kind of chaos. Remember that there is an actual cost associated with everything you keep, monetarily, physically, and mentally. Consider that you are paying rent for the valuable space all of your belongings take up. These belongings also rob you of the peace you could feel with a clutter-free life. As Henry David Thoreau said, simplify, simplify, simplify. The truth about too much stuff. Clutter slows down productivity and causes stress. It is hard to focus with so much competing for our attention. Clutter causes sickness. When your home has too much stuff, none of it gets the cleaning it really needs, which leaves dust and germs around to wreak havoc. Belongings become confused with relationships, which then diminishes our relationships. Be honest with yourself. This is a quote from Meredith Jansen that I clipped from Family Circle magazine many years ago. She said, maybe in an alternate universe, you'll finally go camping with the tent in the basement, whip up a scrapbook with your stash of 10-year-old craft supplies, and reread every book on the overstocked shelf. But what about right here, right now? Holding on to things just in case provides comfort and a sense of security, especially when so many have lost so much in these uncertain economic times. But think about what you're sacrificing: kitchen counter space, room in the garage for the car, a ready-for-guests living room. You're swapping your quality of life for some imagined future. Instead of worrying that you might miss an item, think how relaxed you and your family will be amid all the free space and order that you're creating in your home. I know for many, we have guilt associated for not being the person that would use the tent or make that scrapbook or reread a classic. Unfortunately, keeping that stuff around doesn't make us more likely to use it, just more likely to feel bad every time we see it. We don't want the stuff in our homes to make us feel bad. Our home should be the place we feel best, a sanctuary from the chaos of the world. It's okay to let go of a version of ourselves that isn't realistic, to embrace what might actually be a better version of ourselves. someone who isn't hanging on to old guilt and has room in their lives for new experiences. William Morris had a famous quote that is used in organizing writing a lot, but that is because it is the most common sense advice told so succinctly. Have nothing in your houses that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. When you aren't overcrowded with clutter, you can be more organized. You can have those cute matching containers to store the stuff you keep and use. The vision of an organized home begins with less stuff. From my home to yours, Mary. And this post was originally published May 22nd, 2013.